For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
If my name's in their mouth, I'm doing something right. Don't let it faze you. Let them talk. Good on them. Good for them.
Tim. Yes, you, Tim. We're done with you.
Jésus avec moi, Saint-Esprit avec moi, maintenant j'ai avec moi, l'Éternel avec moi. Yo pas à moi, yo pas à moi, yo pas à toucher moi, yo pas à blesser moi, parce que Jésus est avec moi, Saint-Esprit avec moi, maintenant j'ai avec moi, l'Éternel avec moi. Yo pas à moi, chantez, yo pas à moi, yo pas à toucher moi. Pas à blesser moi, parce que Jésus est avec moi, le Saint-Esprit est avec moi, Pétain d'ange avec moi, l'Éternel avec moi, yo pas à moi.
Tim. Yes, you, Tim. We're done with you.
Jésus est avec moi, Saint-Esprit est avec moi, Pétain d'ange avec moi, l'Éternel avec moi, yo pas à moi, yo pas à moi. Yo pas à toucher moi, yo pas à blesser moi, parce que Jésus est avec moi, Saint-Esprit est avec moi, Pétain d'ange avec moi, l'Éternel est avec moi, yo pas à moi, chantez, yo pas à moi, yo pas à toucher moi, yo pas à blesser moi, parce que Jésus est avec moi, Saint-Esprit est avec moi, Pétain d'ange avec moi, l'Éternel est avec moi, yo pas à moi.
Welcome to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. It is called NewsSpin. It's on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the YouTube channel, so don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the channel grow. We are also on Radio Garden and the NewsSpin Facebook page. We go up until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Later, your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. I will not be allotting any precious time to underachievers and people who have found it necessary to pay so much attention to an individual that they consider to be insignificant. This individual, Jason Soufflet, he is now at Choice Television. I don't know if he's still there, but who knows, he might be there. And the guy is making a hash of his responsibility as a news director. No one watches that broadcast. No one makes reference to that broadcast. It is of little significance. And this is a broadcast that I cherished, I nurtured, and I created. So what he does, on a particular day, he has nothing of worth to do. He focuses on yours truly and launches some ad hominem attacks at me. I don't really know Jason. I have never really had a discussion with him. I don't know what to make of the individual, and I really don't care. He is inconsequential. And he only has been able to resonate over the last few days among the St. Lucian public, primarily because he made reference to yours truly. Tim, that got him some views, maybe got him a few likes. But I'll leave it there. Because I know myself, and I am not in that business to be liked. I am not in that business to be praised. And if I should blow my trumpet, through sheer hard work, determination, I have been able to be extremely successful, to the chagrin and to the annoyance of that particular underachiever. Let's focus on more important issues, such as what transpired yesterday, a meeting of the humiliated and deflated United Workers' Party. And that is after the resignation of Mr. Alan Chastain as the political leader of the UWP following that humiliating defeat that the party suffered. Could not get any worse than that. So we read you a press release from the UWP last week, and we told you about Mr. Chastain's resignation and the promise that there would have been a meeting of the National Council to consider that decision that was taken by him. And so there's a press release dated December the 8th of 2025, and it reads, the United Workers' Party convened a meeting of the National Council, its highest decision-making body, on Monday, December the 8th, 2025, to discuss recent political developments, including the resignation submitted by the party leader, Alan Chastain. After thorough deliberation, the body reached a clear and unanimous decision not to accept the resignation at this time. Alan Chastain will therefore continue to serve as party leader until the upcoming convention. The United Workers' Party remains committed to serving the public interest, strengthening our organization, and working constructively toward our shared goals. We thank our members, supporters, and the public for that continued trust. Leonard Spider Motut, Public Relations Officer. I believe that is a grave error on the part of the National Council of the UWP not to accept the resignation of Mr. Alan Shastney. And even for Mr. Shastney to want to continue to be at the helm of the UWP, considering the level of defeat that the party suffered during or at the December 1st general election. And I'll tell you why. I do not believe that the UWP stand to benefit in the interim from Mr. Shastney at the helm of the party because of what he signifies, how people will see him as the individual who led the UWP to defeat in 2021 and defeat again in 2025. It would have been more politically prudent for the UWP to decide on appointing or choosing an interim political leader for the time being and go into the next convention and have a substantive leader elected. That certainly would have boded well for the United Workers' Party and given it a slight chance to rebuild, because the rebuilding process for the UWP will definitely be a very difficult, painful, and arduous task. This is against the background of so many of the candidates, 16 candidates losing to their opponents, mainly of the Senusha Labour Party and a few independent candidates. If, perchance, the United Workers' Party had won at least 3 or 4 seats, and among those individuals were promising politicians like Tommy Descott, if you had Stephen Favre among the lot, and of course Titus Previll, they could have gone ahead and with the greatest of ease easily selected one of those individuals to rebuild the party and then commence the rebranding effort and for the healing to take place. As it stands now, Mr. Alan Shastney is seen as a wounded soldier, and I don't know whether he has anything to offer at this point in time in terms of assisting with the rebuilding effort. My take on this particular issue, I'm sure that you would want to say a couple things as well, so we'll open the lines right now to take your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Amanda is here. She's going through some of your comments in the chat room and she'll be going through them momentarily. Let me apologize. Could not have been on the air yesterday. Got lots of calls. People were inquiring, asking questions, whether I'd been taken off the air. I read someone on Facebook, in fact on the NewsSpin Facebook page, that I did not have a program because I was consulting my attorneys. Nothing of that sort. Just decided to take a break. It was necessary for me to do so. Wasn't feeling too well, and therefore I am back. And I could assure you, I am not leaving this perch in a hurry. Only God will make that determination. We all have a calling, and that is my calling at this point in time. To serve as your humble servant, as the host of NewsSpin, to facilitate discussion in this country, to serve as a conduit between you, the ordinary Senushan, and those who are holding power in this country. And whether it is the UWP that is in office or the Senusha Labour Party, that is the role that I want to play. And I'm doing so wholeheartedly. Not seeking to become a hero. That is not my intention. But to act in a responsible manner, without any fear, and to wholeheartedly embark upon this journey along the way, which will have certain stumbling blocks. And believe you me, as some of you would know, I have gone through my fair share of travails. But this is what I understand. The reality is there will be challenges along the way. It is how you pick yourself up, your frame of mind, your resilience will determine whether you are successful or not. We take your calls at this time. We have a call via WhatsApp. As we say hello, good afternoon, NewsSpin, you are on the air.
Tim.
Good afternoon to you, Rick.
I said to myself that I will take a break in more ways than one from your show, you know. And then I figured, well, why the hell? I would just suddenly die. I've got to express myself, whatever I think that I ought to be telling St. Lucians, whether it pleases them or not, and that goes for both parties, crackheads, nutcases, and the intelligentsia. Until I close my eyes, that will be the case. And I chose your medium to do that. That's my choice. But Tim, before I get, and I'm sure your people already cussing me, Rick is the wrong day and all kind of crap, but I never go along with them either. I just want to read you 3 or 4 lines, and I hope you will, while I'm reading it, you will have figured where it comes from. Thou hast given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. Where is that? They cried, but there was none to save them. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out of the dirt into the streets. And then there's this, Tim, very short. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. That comes from a book that I know normally I'm not associated with, but they will realize I read everything. That's from Psalms, the first one I read, and that's from Hosea, from the Bible, the good book. And I know all St. Lucians live by the good book, don't we?
Yes, most of us do.
Yeah?
Most of us do.
Or profess to.
Yeah.
So let me now begin by disagreeing with you, Tim. Ideally, a leader of a party, and by the way, as you know, I am not interested in parties and individuals. My speeches usually have to do with fundamental things in St. Lucia that were caused by one party or another, endorsed by them throughout the years. There's nothing going on in St. Lucia for which both parties are not to be praised, just as both parties are blamable. You agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So-
we have the evidence to show.
It's all around, but we ignore evidence. We see what we want to see and interpret things as it suits us. That's the problem we have, Tim. We interpret things where we want to see them. And the way we interpret things has so much to do with our background, our beliefs, how we were brought up, everything. So we can see a bottle, and some of us will see the bottle as a weapon, and some will see the bottle as a container for water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have to know all these things. That's what we have to understand the world we're living in, especially that little world that's unique called the Rock of Sages, St. Lucia. So in normal, ideal circumstances, I would have expected the leader of the United Works Party to have submitted his resignation on the same night that he conceded defeat. That's how strong I am on that, when you lose 2 elections. But you don't throw the baby with the bathwater for the convenience of your enemies. You don't suddenly look at your enemies, though they are garbed in the costumes of friends and friendship.
What your enemies have
I
to do.
heard the Prime Minister deliver what I considered a pretty normal, ordinary speech with hope. And then all of a sudden, we were into a discussion of Facebook, and I'm going to assume he meant well, that he wished, he says he doesn't sleep at night thinking about it, about Facebook. And all the stuff on the mobile line and the nastiness and everything else. And I thought that was a great idea. But I don't see it around him and the people who profess to be his biggest supporters, calling themselves we have destroyed Rick Wayne. Rick Wayne is indestructible, particularly by little fleas. When are they going to understand that? I'm not destructible. I cannot be cancelled. I cannot be shut up. Impossible. I have been through every political leader in this country, taking them on, and they are either dead physically or otherwise. But Rick is very much alive, and his brain works, and he has never taken drugs. His brain work, his mind is not impaired by various drugs that he never should have taken in place. He never had to go to rehab stations or to psychiatrists. I am a fit guy, intellectually, mentally, and physically, though I have difficulty with mobility. Okay? Now I'll get back to where I was. In ideal conditions, I would have liked to have seen the leader of the opposition, having lost 2 straight elections, concede defeat, give his nice word to the Prime Minister, and at the same time hand in his resignation.
What would you consider an ideal situation?
You remember when Julian Hunt, and I hear a lot of stuff going on, and nobody mentions the what's the word? The tragic story of Julian Hunt. Nobody talks about that. How Julian Hunt was turned into a victim, humiliated. Julian Hunt ended his political career losing his deposit, Tim.
Because he did not want to give up the leadership of the Senusha Labour Party. Although the writing was on the wall, Rick. The writing was on the wall.
No. Julian Hunt stood I was there and was reading his speech, and midway through the speech decided he was going to resign. But the point is what drove him. Nobody ever asked Julian Hunt to resign. Nobody asked Julian Hunt to get up and give up the leadership. Nobody ever did. But let's move from him. I just want to mention Julian Hunt and the history of this country.
But before you move on, Rick, I believe that political leaders and politicians must know when to move on, because the same Julian Hunt scenario, after the leadership of the SLP was wrested from him, and paving the way for Dr. Kenny Anthony to assume the helm of the SLP in 1996, heading into 1997 general election, why would he go as far as contesting the Grozile seat as an independent candidate, and as you said, losing his deposit in the process? He believed.
Let me answer you.
He believed then he had something to prove.
Let me answer you. Julian Hunt was up until that moment popular in Grozile. Julian Hunt had his popularity kicked under him in the storm that accompanied and was created for Kenny Anthony. Don't forget, Kenny Anthony won 16 out of 17 and could have won all 17 with a little more thinking.
Yeah.
So Julian Hunt was never a nothing politician. Julian Hunt the Labour Party decided they would never win a general election with Julian Hunt because there were a lot of reasons they felt they had anyway. But it was not because Julian Hunt was not a popular guy in his constituency. Okay? Yeah. So he felt he was strong enough to go run as an independent, but the whole storm came down on him, like it did on even Romanus Lancico, the immovable, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's why I tell you, each situation has to be analyze, and we have to know a little bit of history to do proper analysis, or we're talking crap.
Yeah,
Okay.
but even Julian Hunt now would have led the St. Lucia Labour Party into the two general elections of 1987. It was 9-8, 9-8. He just could not have led the SLP to victory. And
But
who
see, that's
knows?
what I ju- see,
And who
see,
knows?
that's what I just said.
Subsequent elections,
I said-
he still would have lost.
And he lost the central castles
By election.
How do you call it?
By election.
So I'm just keeping it short because I don't want to dwell on that.
Okay.
But when Julian Hunt was 98, Julian Hunt, the point is Julian Hunt was a popular candidate, a beloved candidate in for Grosville. That's the point I'm making. But I'm saying to you, the war machine was finally turned on him, and he ended up losing his deposit. And in that statement, a lot is unsaid. So that's for another day. Another day. Every political leader in this country has been degraded, demeaned, rendered, all kinds of things. Every single political leader, from Compton having feces thrown at him. His wife only reminded us a while ago. 3 times he came close to death by people who opposed him, but he's standing in the square now as father of the nation. We don't know our history. All we know is people's business, and we call that history. That's what we do. But the real history that we must know so that we can be guided in our thinking, so that we can be guided in how we make our analysis. We're not a critically thinking people. We just cuss one another. But you are supposed to be a piece of crap who should give up the radio station. And of course, that's said in your own best interest. And people who are not cases are going to tell you how to interview people. Let me get to the main point, because I shouldn't be pissed off about nonsense, but I do get pissed off. I'm human. I like to remind myself every now and again that I'm human. Not much, but I'm human. So, the island situation, look what happened when Julian walked off, etc., etc. The guys already had in the corner Kenny Anthony waiting here. The CDP that comprised Calix George, Lawson Cauldron, and a number of heavyweights.
And Leo Clark.
Leo Clark, they refused to serve under Julian Hunt. Here we go again. These are all Labour Party guys, Refused to and there was the conspiracy, if that's the word, that brought Kenny Anthony over. And Kenny Anthony was in such a powerful position, he refused to take up the thing unless he was elected unopposed as leader. Alan Shastney went through his thing. And I don't think I'm making any case for Alan Shastney. I have all my complaints about Alan Shastney as well. Okay? So, but that's not here. So anybody wants to think this is a case for Alan Shastney. It is not. But even if it were, that's my goddamn business to support Alan Shastney if I want to. Just as a lot of you don't like the idea that I have any kind of decent relationship with Philip. Yeah, screw you. That is me. And I will go down that way. So let me get there. So the ideal situation would have been for Alan to have been. But who, like now, who is going to replace Alan? I'm trying to find the right word. But usefully, who is going to replace? You remember some time ago, Minerva called you, Minerva what?
Yeah.
Called you and said to you, she had let out that as far as she was concerned, Alan Shastney was the best they had to lead the United Workers' Party. Remember that?
And to be the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, yes, I remember.
I don't remember the Prime Minister bit, but I remember the leader of the party. And they jumped on her, because most people don't think when they're jumping. They're just jumpers, like frogs. They just jump. So I then took it up on your show, and I said I totally agreed with her. And I explained it didn't mean Alan Shastney was supremely talented or any of the wonderful things that make a perfect leader. It didn't mean that. It just meant those who would take his place don't measure up to him in important ways. And that's not an insult. Tim, you know what it takes to be a leader of a party in St. Lucia? You better have money, or have access to money, or have somebody giving you money, or you are corruptly involved with some people who want you in office, so that if you're in the office, you might be able to dabble with CIT and all kinds of other things that are available to people in office. That is the name. Kenny Anton, in his last solo speech in the View Fort, announced that the politics he went into and wanted to continue in was no longer, that politics right now was buying votes and so on. Kenny says that in his speech, that politics is not what it used to be. So it takes a particular kind of person who wants to go in there in the first place, not to mention you putting your children, your wife and family into the toilet.
But quite apart from the money, Rick, quite apart from the connection and the talent, there's also a psychology to the whole thing. And Aristotle said it, okay? You shouldn't be telling the people.
Who said it, Tim?
Aristotle, sir. You shouldn't be telling the people exactly your plans in terms of how far ahead you are, in terms of your level of sophistication. You need to come across like the people, because the people want to feel safe and accommodating with you. The people want to identify with what you are selling. If your idea is just too grand, if it is above the people's head, they just cannot understand it, no matter what you do.
Let me make sure I understand what you just said there. The main thing of the Labour Party campaign was he doesn't look like us, he's not like us. True?
Is that what was sold to the people of St. Lucia? And the people... Hold on. The people bought it. Tim,
no. Tim, I'm asking you a question. Did I understand you to be echoing the mantra of the campaign of the Labour Party, that you have to look like the people, you have to be one of us, you all this kind of... Is that what you were doing?
No, that's not what I'm saying, Rick. That is not what I'm saying. Because I'm speaking from the perspective of the people in light of what transpired in 2021 and in what recently transpired in 2025.
So how do you explain
both men?
How do you explain Alan Shastner's
both men sold themselves to the people of St. Lucia, and for particular reasons, the people bought into the ideas that were sold by Philip J. Pierre.
Tim, may I suggest that one is for another longer show?
I agree.
May I suggest that?
I agree,
because
sir.
There was a lot of money, there were a lot of things besides, as I said on your show, Philip Pierre has sold himself in a particular way that the country, I think the whole country, some reluctantly, some might not admit it, the country has embraced. Philip Pierre is an interesting figure in St. Lucia's politics, perhaps the most interesting figure since John Gumden. I was going to say another guy, but for another reason. Okay? So let us not go down that road. There was millions of dollars spent. We talked about it at the time, blah, 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 blah. But I'm not saying as to why Alan Shastner lost. That's not what I'm talking about. I am saying to you, it would have been ideal for him to step down. But when Alan Shastner steps down, we now have to think of his replacement. Okay? Who is ready, capable, and usefully able to take Alan Shastner's place at this particular time right now, that if the Europe is not dead, it certainly is comatose.
Talking about dead and comatose, what if he were to die? What would happen, Rick?
What's what?
What if Alan Shastner were to die? What would happen to the United West Party?
Not only is to that. Let us say I lost his seat. So somebody was saying, we were talking this morning, and I said, what if Alan Shastner had lost? You know what the guy said to me? The person I talked with said to me, the Labour Party did not want Alan Shastner to lose his seat, and that's why he survived.
That's not true. That's not true.
Not only is it not true, it's absurd.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Considering the main part of that campaign was, we don't want him in our politics. We don't want no white prime minister.
And we're winning. And we're winning all 17 seats.
I'm just showing you the kind of analysis we do without any kind of thinking. If Alan Shastney dies, same thing. That party is comatose until they can figure not just a leader, a person who will be. And let me make it clear: you don't just point a person and say that's a leader. You have to get a guy who has most of the things the United Workers' Party would need in its leader right now. The first thing is to resurrect it. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next thing is to find people who are willing or able to withstand what St. Lucia politics has become, whether they want to put their families on the line, all the other things that come. That is where we are. And we as a people are not thinking of where we are. Let us say he died. It would make no difference if he died or if he lost the election totally or if he just gives up the leadership totally. It would not change the fact that the UWP is comatose, and at the moment, and I say even closer, even worse than comatose, it is dead. Now, those are the things that the United Workers' Party people have to decide whether they want an effective one-party state, because Pip is very attractive, give him his credit, okay, or whether they all want to join the United Workers' Party, the Labour Party, and let the UWP die because it's an old party. I asked you last week about the base, and I make a difference between followers and base, real base. Followers and base people don't leave, Tim. Base people go down with the ship. And the fact, what we saw is a number of people who just moved across to the other side. That all these are for discussion. So your show is going to be very valuable to discuss those very important points as we go along in the best interest of the country. Thank you for allowing me so much time.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much for calling. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Let's find out what's happening in the chat rooms. And good afternoon to you, Amanda. Do us the honors, please.
Good afternoon, Tim. Yeah. Good afternoon, NewsSpinners. Tim, a few comments here via the Facebook chat room. Someone says there, "Woi, Tim, we love it. Go, Tim, go." A commentator says, that means you are a threat and very important. A NewsSpinner says, Tim, I had a movie go well yesterday. I was bored to death. Commentary reads, now you're talking wisdom, Tim. Even the board of the party needs to resign. A new leader is needed for UWP. Someone says, Tim, the UWP could change a leader at the convention. A NewsSpinner says, I am in agreement with you, Tim. I am a Flubbo at heart. I love Alan Shastney, but his resignation should have been accepted, in my opinion. Another commentator says, Tim, the UWP needs time. No need to rush. In time, they will make the right decision. Alan Shastney has a lot to offer and the country will benefit from him. Commentary says, Tim, you can take any other days off, but not Mondays and Fridays. You're taking a joke too far. NewsSpinner says, I see Tommy Descartes as a worthy leader. Another commentary via the Facebook chat room, someone says, as usual, the hypothetical SLP has issues with UWPs being prophets of doom to the country as themselves prophets of doom to UWP. Shake my head. Commentary says, in its reconstruction, the UWP should elect a woman such as Marcella Johnson as deputy leader. Someone says, if people truly cared about St. Lucia and understood how government should work, they would not celebrate a 16-1 victory. Do you all even understand what that means, or you all do not care as long as your party is in power? To-toe. A few comments here via YouTube. Someone says, Tim, stand up for what is right. St. Lucia needs an independent voice. They said a lot about Rick. Be of good courage. Someone says, well, Tim, you will have to give us an extra day. NewsSpinner says here via the YouTube chat room, that's your calling, Tim, go for it. Someone says the more Alan stays, the greater Labour's hold on power becomes. Someone says a leader has to be likable, possessing characteristics that attract individuals, not those that repel. You need people to win elections. And commentary via YouTube, someone says Bradley Felix would make a great leader of the opposition and a fine candidate for Prime Minister. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Let's continue with your calls and your WhatsApp messages. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. Let's see if we have any of your comments to go through. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, Tim, I disagree with you and Rick. I believe SLP allowed Mr. Shastin to win his seat so that they can really rub it in his face and further humiliate him. The question is, what is the reason SLP and the supporters have so much deep hatred towards Mr. Shastin? We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Yeah, Tenacious team.
Good afternoon, sir.
Amanda.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Team, a very good show. Good afternoon, team. Hello.
Good afternoon. You are on the air, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, team. Tenacious team and Amanda.
Good afternoon.
Now, I have to share something. I don't like hackery and partisan rule. I'm a St. Lucian, and I want the best for my country, right? We live in a democracy, and if, I said reservedly, elections were free and fair, congratulations to the winning Labour Party 16-1. It could have been something, not the people have spoken. We live on an island, we share an island. If we had enough money to buy private islets as our own, there will be no election. So I congratulate the Labour Party. But what I'm going to say is that a good leader always has a succession plan. Did Alan Shastin look around? He has a good new team to see who he think in his mind would have been his successor. Did he voice it? I think that no man is indispensable. I'll be strong on that one. No man. Not Alan Shastin, not Philip J. Pierre, not Tim, not John Daniel. Right? The impeccable John Compton, the visionary, set the foundation for our country, number one in OECS. He passed away. He left honorably. The country did not sink. I haven't seen one that has this capacity and vision, but the country continues, right? There's no man we can't do without. And our opinion, that Alan, well, I didn't vote for a reason. I said it clearly. The guys still on the same tourism, servitude thing, agriculture and the backbencher. I didn't like that, right? I'm still going to voice my opinion against GPH. I'm just a nobody, so they take me on. It doesn't matter to me, right? But I think Alan Shastin, after 15-2 and 16-1, you mean a committee is still refusing your resignation? So that committee is blind. But that's a blank committee. I mean, it's as clear as day. The writing was on the wall. 15-2. I mean, honestly, I felt Shastin did very good to get a second chance. 15-2. So give him another chance. 16-1. So that means St. Lucia produced 2 Nobel laureates, highest per capita in the world. Without Alan Shastin, a United Workers' Party government. Where is SLP? Look, Maria Michel was supposed to take out after Kenya after 2 terms. The Labour Party they changed their policy, or I can't remember the right word, and Kenny went up for the 3rd time, and Maria Michel left, and Labour Party continued. Kenny stepped down from leader, Chile came, and they continue. So I cannot say that nonsense about anybody's indispensable. You understand? We there, we can do without anybody, and the country will go forward. You're surprised to see how SLP perform much better in this term. You're surprised that UWP, somebody rise up. Moses was dead and Joshua took over. Right? The Israelites went forward. You might be surprised to see during crisis, you see the quality of people, someone rise up. They have told me that other people that we haven't not even seen yet. Right? So that's my point on that. Now healing, the PJP call for healing. But that's not just a mouth talk. Huh? Healing requires action. Eh? We have to admit we were wrong, we were vulgar, there were obscenities, admit our wrong, apologize for our wrong, and then sincerely want to look forward. Then healing will take place. I am all for healing of the country. But we have 3 or 4 months. That's the most intense I have seen. Campaigning songs every Sunday for 4 months. I think elections is over. Let us settle. I myself will pray for the government. I have to. The leader, our leaders, whoever the opposition leader will be, and for the best of our country. I'm somebody, I'm there for country first. And Tim, I like the way you stood up your preamble about the attacks that are upon you. I see that you're a strong man. I'm saying, how come a media worker attacking another media where you also be for the people, exposing the truth, asking questions that the truth will come out, and one attacking the other? But give thanks for life. That's in my contribution. I want to see the country progress. Amen.
Okay, sir.
You, Tim.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Let's see if we have another call via WhatsApp. Once again, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. 716-2026. Somebody says there via WhatsApp. Tim, what qualities does Tommy Descott, Titus Preville, and Stephen Fairview possess that majority fingers are pointing at them as prospective candidates to lead the UWP? Is it because they are vocal? Is it because they are highly qualified? Is it because they are closely tied to Alan Shastney? Who makes a good leader? We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Poleon. This is Patrick Ernest calling from the U.S.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Ernest.
Yes. Also, I want to try to ask a few questions, and I don't know if you will be able to help me on this. But one of the things that I remembered when the UWP was in power the last time, they had, the price of fuel liners was like $12.50 at a time. And then the Minibus Association in St. Lucia, they went on strike because they said that Shastney had his knee on their neck. But then today I'm hearing that the price of fuel in St. Lucia is about $16 a gallon. And I'm not hearing anybody saying that Philip J. Pierre's neck, his knee is on their neck. Also, when Shastney was in power, there was no 2.5% levy on anything in St. Lucia. And today they have to pay all of these things. Plus, we've also found out that Philip J. Pierre, he did not speak the truth when he told us about the reason why he had installed the 2.5% on St. Lucians. And I'm saying to myself, what exactly is the problem with the St. Lucian people? Are they being honest when they are saying one thing when one party is in power, and then when the other party that they support comes into power, even if they do worse than what was being done before, they still don't seem to say anything, as if there's no problem, nothing is affecting them, and everything is going on so well. So I just don't know if you, as one of those persons who have been hearing so many things, can help me understand why are people saying these things? Because we need to be honest. If we want to say things, we need to be honest about it so that everybody can understand. Because as far as I know, $12 is a lot less than $16. And why the discrepancy, If you could help me, I would appreciate that, my brother.
Okay, Mr. Ernest, thank you so much for calling all the way from the United States. How can I address that particular question? Those issues will be for the voters of St. Lucia. And reference was made to them ad nauseum by the United Workers' Party platform speakers, as well as a number of people who called this broadcast. I am sure that the majority of the St. Lucian public were very much au fait with what you made reference to, including the minibus drivers. Come December the 1st, they decided nonetheless that they wanted to give the St. Lucia Labour Party an overwhelming victory. And today is the 9th, 8 days later, I do not believe that is something that we should even factor into our conversation, because the next general election is some 5 years away. The people took all those things into consideration. They knew about it. They went to the polls. They came to a conclusion, and they overwhelmingly re-elected the St. Lucia Labour Party. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you're on the air. Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Yes, sir, Tim. Good afternoon. I said
Good
I
afternoon.
would not call you, but it's difficult for me not to call knowing that this is your last week. So I will not be defending St. Lucians, because St. Lucians made a choice. And like you usually say, what do you say? They did not make a mistake.
The people are always correct. I believe they're always correct. And somebody is saying to me in the chat room that, Tim, now I know you are really a joker. Really, Tim? Shaking my head. But there is nothing we can do about that situation with regard to the high prices in the supermarket and the high price of petrol and the 2.5%. Those issues were litigated in the run-up to the last general election, and the people went doing all that, and they voted for the government of their choice. So you get the government you deserve.
Yes, I am agreeing with you.
Mm-hmm.
So we had all of those things, Tim, that was out there, which were not lies, they were realities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the 2.5, the government lied to us about it. It was never health and security. Okay, we have the high gas prices, both LPG and for your vehicle. Okay, you have the dredging fee, Tim. I was looking at my bill yesterday. I'm seeing the dredging fee on it from the south. You understand? You have cost of living has gone up. Tim, the people knew all of that. Health, they've been talking about the hospitals for the longest while. You know, they did a sharing before. They know very well the hospital will not be operational anytime soon. The people were not ignorant, Tim, of any of that. Yet still they chose to vote for the Labour Party overwhelmingly. Whether we may want to say that they got paid, whether we may want to say that it was voodoo or whatever it is that we may want to say, Tim, the people always have a choice, and they choose to reject the Alan Chasney administration and to accept the Philip JP administration. So here's what I want to say. The Alan Chasney administration and executive and all made a decision that they wanted to make. Okay, this is not a decision for country, Tim. This is a decision for the party. They know what they are doing. They know everything as to how they're going about doing whatever it is that they want to do. What I need to say to the people who's calling and Rick Crane and all of them, focus on the government that you're elected right now. That is what we need to focus on. The government that you're elected. The opposition that you're rejected. The only set of people that can disagree or agree or say whatever it is that they want to say right now are we, the people of Micoud South. We were the ones who choose to keep Alan Chasney there. We were the one who chose to keep, who bought into his vision. We were the one who believed that what the government had on our backs was oppressive. We were the ones who chose to reject, okay, selling our patrimony, selling our dignity, selling our morals. We were the one who chose the right thing to do. Because, Tim, millions spent and everybody saw it. Regardless of whether we may want to say it is so or not so, we all know that. The other thing, Tim, not the other thing, but I just want to tell the people of St. Lucia, focus on the government that you all elected to represent you all. Go and do the opposition, go and do everything that you all want to do. Support whatever nonsense they're doing, support whatever right they're doing, or disagree with them, or whatever the case may be. You all have a chance now. That is what you all wanted. You all get it. Go and look at the business of the country right now in the Labour Party that you all wanted. Stick to it. Stop focusing on what the party is doing. We lost him. We lost. Yet still, on the radio, on social media, everywhere, you would still swear that the Labour Party have not won the election. We are the ones that's supposed to be vexed him. But yet still, they are the ones that are vexed. They don't even want you to see you with a yellow shirt on you. You understand? They will see the color yellow, whether there's a logo or not. They get in vexed. And they're in office, 16-1. But they are the ones who's vexed. Tell the St. Lucian people to watch their business, go and watch their bread, go and mind the business of the government right now that they put in office. Let the opposition do.
Okay, I think we have lost this caller. It's breaking up. All right, somebody says in the chat room, Tim, I'm hearing right. Is this your last week? And what prompted your decision? We always take a break around this time of year, just before the festive season, just before we observe the National Day holiday, December the 13th. So we are always on course to take a break just before National Day, which is on Saturday. So God willing, I'll be back in the new year, sometime in January. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It is called NewsSpin. Shop directly from the US with Smack Freight International. Vehicles, heavy equipment, tools, parts, building materials, commercial equipment, office equipment, furniture, personal goods, home goods, shoes, clothing, restaurant equipment and supplies, uniforms, and so much more. Smack Freight International also offers a broad selection of top quality products with real-time availability and fast delivery. It is simple. Whatever you buy, buy it for less at Smack Freight. Smack Freight is now serving the Caribbean. WhatsApp them today at 1737-409-4048. That WhatsApp number again, 1737-409-4048, or visit their website at smackfreight.com. SMAKFREIGHT.com. More of your calls, your WhatsApp messages, and your discussions in the chat rooms in just a bit.
Ho, ho, ho. I had a dream that I, Santa, will be giving away amazing gifts this Christmas at Europa Hardware in Massad Grosile. I saw a Karcher pressure washer, a vacuum cleaner, steel brush cutters, Metabo power tools, even a welding machine, tile cutter, and Leo water pump. Just spend $500 or more between now and December 19, 2025. And your name and number goes into the box to be drawn. Christmas couldn't be better. Only Europa is making things so merry. Ho, ho, ho. It's not a dream, it's a fact. Shop at Europa Hardware. Call us at 452-0763. Europa, we service what we sell.
What if the next drop is the last? St. Lucia is facing longer, more intense dry spells, and our water sources are drying up. And when the rains come, they come harder and faster, damaging our homes and disrupting our water supply. But we can change the outcome. By conserving water and protecting our sources, every small action adds up. WASCO, working in collaboration with the Water Resource Management Agency, is committed to securing our water future. But we need your help. Together, we can protect our water, our health, and our future. One small step can make a big impact. Let's secure our water and secure our future. For more information, visit wascostlucia.com.
Yeah, man. Great job, guys. I love it.
Yeah, man. You see how the place starting to look nice?
Not just nice. This STEP program creates a safer and healthier community for all of us who live in. CIP is doing so many good things in the communities and providing jobs for us. It's a win-win for everyone. I am the I in CIP.
I am the I in CIP. It's about our citizenship by investment program.
The season is here at KFC. It's Christmas in every way. Grab a festive feast bucket or festive feast box today. And every time you purchase, you have chances to win. Day passes, vouchers, jewelry, and appliances all tucked in. Dipping wings, crispy chicken, biscuits, and sodas all inside. Fries and coleslaw, we spreading joy island-wide. Or choose the festive feast box with a big crunch inside. With chicken, fries, and soda, that's magic we can't hide.
It's KFC, finger licking good! This promotion has been approved by the National Lotteries Authority of St. Lucia.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbute at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Hey Lucelec, it's Nia. I'm in full festive mode, but I can just use a little bit of guidance to choose the perfect Christmas lights. Any advice?
Hey, Nia. This is me, Fernan. And you know I've got you covered.
Choosing the perfect Christmas lights can be a merry adventure. But don't you worry, let me hook you up with some holiday tips. LED lights are like the holiday superheroes. They shine brilliantly while using less energy. Plus, they'll keep the festive spirit alive all season long. And here's a jolly tip. Remember that decking the halls will give your meter a little extra workout. But hey, it's all part of the holiday magic, right?
LED lights it is, Fernan. Thanks for helping me light up the holiday season.
You got it, Nia. Wishing you a season filled with joy, sparkle, and a touch of energy-saving cheer. If you're aiming for energy-saving superhero status, don't forget to unplug those lights before going to bed.
Chronic back pain, arthritis, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, even painful cramps. These conditions affect daily life, but you don't have to live with pain. Every day matters when it comes to your health. At La Clinique du Corps, we provide fast, accurate diagnosis with advanced GE-certified MRI technology and internationally recognized specialists. Our focus is safe, effective treatment that restores mobility, relieves pain, and gives you back your quality of life. Call 451-6559 today. 451-6559. La Clinique du Corps, because time is vital in health.
At First National Bank, we believe being first means putting you first. Your first home? We've got the mortgage. Starting your first business? Count on our commercial loans. Dreaming of your first car? Drive it home today. Heading to college? Let's fund that first big step with a student loan. No matter the milestone, make First National Bank your first choice for all your loan needs. First in service, first in trust, first for you. Call us at 455-7000 or visit your nearest First National Bank branch today so we can help put you first. First National Bank, here for you.
At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, we offer high-quality products from Martinique, and our ready mix is made with casting sand, not regular pumice. Compared to regular pumice, casting sand saves you in your cement use. At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, our materials come from porcelain stones, which is used as an additive in creating cement. Caribbean Pastouche Limited is located in Bexon, behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastouche Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
Flow can make the season even merrier. Switch to a Flow prepaid combo plan and we'll give you a 30-day plan absolutely free. That's a whole month on us. 36 gigabytes of data, unlimited calls and texts, plus all the social media and WhatsApp you need to share every festive moment. Plus, spin the wheel for even more prizes. Switch to Flow prepaid today and get your next combo on the house. Sign up in-store today or visit online at discoverflow.co. We keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
If you're working for a while, come by Cots, I'll make you smile. Cots Black Friday come around. We are the best prices in town. Black Friday starts now at Cots. Yeah, it's back. Cots Black Friday. I tell you, hurry fast. Traffic on the highway. You know we got unbeatable prices. And furniture, electronics, and appliances. Are you coming? Say yeah. Weekly prices. And best deals of this season. Shop and credit to win big. And pay nothing until next year, January. Clock out and come down to Coats. Cots already load. Cots already load. Black Friday start. Cots already load. And go when Black Friday come out.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. We continue with your calls and your WhatsApp messages. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, good afternoon, the election is over. St. Lucians have to understand that SLP won. Everyone have to work together now to see our country move forward for everyone, whether red or yellow. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. And it says there via WhatsApp, please bear with me. St. Lucians don't realize what cards the UWP got dealt SLP is in power. What's our total debt? What's our debt service cost? Why is it that we only allow to supply 25% of our food consumption? Finally, climate change is higher prices for goods and services. What's St. Lucia's health index? And to all St. Lucia, health is important only when one is sick. Talking white boy, black boy, who can dance, who can't. What do you export? How much do we make on export? Who is giving St. Lucia a loan at that interest rate? Lots of questions. Misinformation and disinformation and suppression of speech. The financial return for country and credit rating is in the first quarter. We have a call on the landline. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello, good afternoon. Let's see if we have a call on the landline. We'll try again. Good afternoon. Hello.
Team.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Oh, Mr. Guy Joseph, good afternoon. I'm okay. How about you, sir?
I'm doing well enough, Tim.
What's on your mind?
Well, I just want to take the opportunity as a regular contributor enough to NewsSpin to use that medium to say a special thank you to all the people of Castries Southeast and the people of St. Lucia by extension for the level of support that I received and for the support for the United Workers' Party. I mean, we lost badly at the elections, and like some previous callers said, I am not in the business of looking for any excuses or reasons as to why we lost. The people of St. Lucia made a decision. The majority of people, that is, quite a few persons still voted the UWP, but we did not perform as well as we had anticipated that we would have in the leading up to the polls. I am one who always respects what the people decide. When I lost previously, I have the same approach, that the people choose the persons they want, no matter what the influence, no matter what the incentives were to influence people in a particular direction. People still have their choices to make. So it's on this basis that I'm saying a special thank you to the people of Castries Southeast, for those who worked very hard, those who were there throughout the time, and even for the level of support and encouragement that is still there, even in the midst of this loss for the United Workers' Party. So I really wanted to just say a special thank you to all the residents of the constituency. And I believe that we have some difficult days ahead of us, but I wish the government well, and if St. Lucia does well, Tim, then all of us benefit. If we don't do well, then all of us feel the pressure and the consequences of how the country is governed. I just want to emphasize just one thing. We see all this chat on social media and all of these things. I did make a statement on your program earlier about the issue of payment of persons for vote. Tim, I ran 5 elections, and I'm proud to say on your program that I've never had to pay one person to vote for me, and everybody in Castries Southeast, those who have approached me, because trust me, people approach you for money. People, in fact, this last election was, it was an outlier thing. It was out of this world. That I received maybe more than 50 calls. That's just me personally during the day. People asking whether they can get something paid to vote. And they, now, all of them may not have been genuine and honest, but they were telling you what they were offered by other persons and what you're willing to match and what you're willing to do. Tim, I would have had $2 million and it would not have made a difference in the constituency in terms of the level of spending that was happening. So I have never engaged in this, and I'm proud to say that despite all the allegations, even the issue with the money, I left my home with $2,800 in my pocket. There was somebody who had to contribute to my election day expenses. He was supposed to do that the Friday. He did not see me the Friday. He met me the Monday and he gave it to me. The envelope was sealed the same way. It was not even open. And then I know the police, we have been reported. Every vehicle of mine was searched on election day, and I knew who was behind all of that. So I'm just saying that in the midst of everything that has happened, the election process is one that I believe is heavily tainted in St. Lucia at this point in time. And anybody who's going to run up for elections again had better have money to pay, or else know you losing, because it appears to be a pattern that is set. One time I had to ask a few callers, are you all trying to set me up to get me arrested? Because the way the calls were coming in one after the other and everybody requesting payment is unprecedented. And I said I was in elections from 2006 to 2025, and I've never seen that in that manner before. Never before were people calling me and asking me, am I paying them to vote, as it happened this last election. And I believe we were well set up, but at the end of the day, the people of St. Lucia, they spoke, and they spoke loud and clear, that they rejected the policies of the United Workers' Party, and they accepted the policies of the St. Lucia Labour Party. And that's the reality of it, Tim. We can twist and turn and look for reasons to justify and to maybe find excuses about it, but that doesn't count. The people spoke loud and clear. The margins of victory was very clear that this is what St. Lucia wants. And so I cannot go against what the wishes of the people are. On the issue of Alan Chasney and political leader of the United Workers' Party, that is a decision that the party gets to make, not other persons who want to dictate who should be and who should not be. I believe the UWP and its executive, its national council, and its general membership is in the best position to decide where we go from there and how we go from there. So at the end of the day, people will have their opinions, people will have their own points of view about it. How many times you lose an election? How many times did the leader in St. Vincent lose election? How many times did Kamala lose elections in Trinidad? So at the end of the day, it is a matter of people's preference, people's opinions. If you reject a party, it is not just about the leader of the party. The leader plays a major role in how people would vote and how they would see a particular government. But that's not the only determining factor in this. Even in the time of the Labour Party, how many elections did Julian Hunt lose? How many elections various leaders of the St. Lucia Labour Party lost? So I believe that people need to focus on the government. The opposition is out of the game for now. The opposition has to do its own internal work of rebuilding itself and making itself more relevant than it is presently because the people spoke loud and clear. But I don't think that people need to be distracted by what is happening in UWP. I think it is clear that the people of St. Lucia, the majority of people of St. Lucia, chose the St. Lucia Labour Party to govern St. Lucia for the next 5 years. That is the reality, and that is how I see it, Tim. I am not going to be one of those who will look for excuses. We lost the election. That's the bottom line. And people could have done otherwise, but they chose between the two parties. They made their choice with the party that they preferred.
Is that it for you, Mr. Joseph, as far as politics, elective politics is concerned?
It looks very much like this, Tim, but at the end of the day, I will not turn my back on the people of Castries Southeast, who elected me 3 times, the most that any elected member has served in the Parliament of St. Lucia in Castries Southeast. There are many die-hard loyal supporters that I will not turn my back on them in any way. But in terms of elective politics, I'm not like other people who just make statements because they're in a bind and they feel hurt and they're disappointed by results, and then they just come and they make a pronouncement, and 6 months down the road and 2 years and 3 years down the road, they want to change their mind. Tim, I live my life with all possibilities. But I am telling you, it looks very hard from where I am now to say I want to continue to be in elective politics. That is the best answer I can give you now. You know, a couple days, a couple years, a month from now, things can be very different from the conversation that we are having here. I always said, I said it several times leading up to the campaign, when Alan Chasney is gone, Guy is gone. I said that several times leading up. I said it to my people because they have leaders you have confidence and you have trust in, and they have leaders that you work with. I have had the opportunity in the United Workers' Party to work with Sir John briefly, to work with Stevenson King, and to work with Alan Chasney. So I have given every leader that I worked with the same level of support. Contrary to what people think, oh, is a Guy and Alan and this and that. And a lot of UWPs bought into that too, you know, Tim. But when it was Stevenson King, I was accused of the same thing. When it was Sir John, well, we didn't spend very long, but some of my colleagues would tell me, you know, you're the one who can go and tell Sir John this, and you're the one who can go and tell Sir John that. Because if I support a leader, I give them 100% support. And when I supported Stevenson King as leader, I gave him 100% support. When I supported Alan Chasney, I gave him 100% support. That's how I operate. So at the end of the day, team, I will tell you one thing, and I want to wish everybody, all St. Lucians, a very happy holiday season. But from my entry in politics in 2006 to now, well, end of 2005, 2006, so 20 years, team, I have never been as relaxed as I am now. So there were rumors about me being sick and being this and being that. Tim, I'm in a different mindset now. I am as relaxed as I have ever been from my entry into politics to now. And maybe people will not understand what that means. Whenever you are in the political arena and you are very active in the politics and you have a certain mindset, your mind is always working. You're always looking at opportunities, what can be done, how it can be done, what can be influenced, how it can be influenced. When you got into a stage, team, where you just say, hey, my mind is relaxed, let it be what it is, whatever it is, you accept it, that is where I am now, team. And that is why I feel relieved, I feel relaxed, and I was just imagining, team, if we had won that election, the amount of pressure I would be under, and how many things I would have to try to do before Christmas. And it's just a different mindset. Maybe persons would have to be in my position or have felt similar to understand the level of relaxation that I feel now, and the level of no pressure. You're not under pressure to do anything, that you can just live your life every day. You can wake up whatever time you want, you can do what you want, you can go where you want, you can be how you want, and there's no real burden on you. That's how I feel now, Tim. So I do feel very good, and Tim, I saw some of the things leveled at you. I believe St. Lucia needs NewsSpin. Modern NewsSpin needs St. Lucia. And you have done a great job over the years, and I wish you all the best with your program as you would continue to give the people an opportunity to vent and to have a voice. I congratulate NewsSpin for the great job that you have done over the years, Tim, and do not allow the detractors to get you off track. Keep focused. St. Lucia loves you, and St. Lucia loves what you do. And I personally, Tim, I love the contribution that you have made to St. Lucia. You have not been in the political arena, but your contribution to St. Lucia is as good as what any politician, or better than what a lot of politicians have done for this country. So keep up the good work. Continue doing what you're doing, Tim. And I wish you all the best, you and your family, for the holiday season and the coming new year.
Thank you, sir. And all the best to you as well.
Thank you.
You just heard there from former government minister, former MP for Castries Southeast, Mr. Guy Joseph. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Back in just a bit with more of your calls and your WhatsApp messages, and a final update from Amanda King. First, shop directly from the U.S. with Smack Freight International. Vehicles, heavy equipment, tools, parts, building materials, commercial equipment, office equipment, furniture, personal goods, home goods, shoes, clothing, restaurant equipment and supplies, uniforms, and so much more. Smack Freight International also offers a broad selection of top quality products with real-time availability and fast delivery. It is simple. Whatever you buy it for less at Smack Freight. Smack Freight is now serving the Caribbean. WhatsApp them today at 1737-409-4048. That WhatsApp number again, 1737-409-4048, or visit their website at smackfreight.com. SMAKFREIGHT.com.
To have a strong structure, you must have a strong foundation. And at Caribbean Pastors Limited, we offer top quality aggregate materials at great prices. We supply high quality ready mix, cast in sand and plaster in sand. We also take special requests for specific materials that you may require for your building projects. Caribbean Pastors Limited is located in Bexon behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open from Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastors Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
Get ready, St. Lucia. It's the MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Wonderful Weekend Sale event happening December 11th to 14th and 19th to 21st. 2 weekends of savings you cannot miss. Enjoy a massive 25% off store-wide. That's right, everything you need for the holidays now at incredible saving. Plus amazing doorbuster deals and 50% on Christmas decoration. So, mark your calendars, grab your shopping list, and head to MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt this December for wonderful weekends and 25% off store-wide.
Terms and conditions apply. See in store for details.
Lucelec's customer service office in Rodney Bay is now open to serve you on Saturdays. We're located on the second floor of the Providence Commercial Center. Our Saturday operating hours are 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. The same great online options are available for your every need. If you do want to come in to see us, our team will be pleased to help you with new connections, bill queries, payments, and other service requests. Lucelec's Rodney Bay office, now open to serve you on Saturdays.
Tired of sky-high bills and a planet on the brink? It's time to go green without burning your pockets. At First National Bank, we are here to make saving the planet affordable. Whether you're installing solar panels, purchasing a water tank, upgrading to an inverter AC, or buying a hybrid vehicle, we've got the green to help you go green. Fast approval, low interest rates, and Mother Nature approved. Your future self will thank you. Visit firstnationalbankonline.com or call 455-7000 for more information to help you turn your green dreams into clean realities. First National Bank, here for you.
Ho, ho, ho. I had a dream that I, Santa, will be giving away amazing gifts this Christmas at Europa Hardware in Massad Grosile. I saw a Kasha pressure washer, a vacuum cleaner, steel brush cutters, Metabo power tools, even a welding machine, tile cutter, and Leo water pump. Just spend $500 or more between now and December 19, 2025. And your name and number goes into the box to be drawn. Christmas couldn't be better. Only Europa is making things so merry. Ho, ho, ho. It's not a dream, it's a fact. Shop at Europa Hardware. Call us at 452-0763. Europa, we service what we sell.
The season is here at KFC. It's Christmas in every way. Grab a festive feast bucket or festive feast box today. And every time you purchase, you have chances to win. Day passes, vouchers, jewelry, and appliances all tucked in. Dipped in wings, crispy chicken, biscuits, and sodas all inside. Fries and coleslaw, we spreading joy island-wide. Or choose the festive feast box with a big crunch inside. With chicken, fries, and soda, that's magic we can't hide.
It's KFC, finger licking good. This promotion has been approved by the National Lotteries Authority of St. Lucia.
Chronic back pain, arthritis, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, even painful cramps. These conditions affect daily life, but you don't have to live with pain. Every day matters when it comes to your health. At La Clinique du Corps, we provide fast, accurate diagnosis with advanced GE-certified MRI technology and internationally recognized specialists. Our focus is safe, effective treatment that restores mobility, relieves pain, and gives you back your quality of life. Call 451-6559 today. 451-6559. La Clinique du Corps, because time is vital in health.
Need branded apparel that looks sharp and shows up on time? Welcome to Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts. We specialize in custom embroidery and t-shirt printing for businesses, teams, events, you name it. From embroidered logos on polished Oxford shirts, available in a variety of colors for men and women, to bold, high-quality printed tees that turn heads, we do it all. Bring your own shirts or choose from ours. Small runs, big orders, rush jobs, no problem. At Imprinted Designs, we're built for speed, efficiency, and clean professional results delivered on time, every time. So if you want your brand to stand out, not wait around, come down to Imprinted Designs at the Valmore Plaza or hit us up at 2920 or email address imprinteddesignsSLU@gmail.com. Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts.
This Christmas, Flow is making the season merrier when you add postpaid to internet. Unwrap a new smartphone for only $29. Plus, we're giving you 50% off your mobile bill. And win even more goodies with our Spin the Wheel Christmas promotion. This Christmas, the rewards are on us. Add postpaid to your internet plan today in-store or visit discoverflow.co for more info. Terms and conditions apply. Flow, we keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
Every day, St. Lucian women give everything to their families, communities, and dreams. Yet breast cancer still claims too many lives. Now, St. Lucia is making history. For the first time, state-of-the-art 3D mammography is available right here at home. Donated by the World Bank through the Health Sector Support Program, these advanced machines are a major step forward in universal health coverage, and they're free. Women 40 and older or younger, if at risk, can access this life-saving service. Visit your local wellness center for a referral. Early detection saves lives. Free mammograms, universal coverage. Your wellness center is your first step.
If you're working for a while, come by Courts, I'll make you smile. Courts Black Friday come around. We are the best prices in town. Black Friday starts now at Courts. Yeah, it's back. Courts Black Friday. I tell you, hurry fast. Traffic on the highway. You know we got unbeatable prices. And furniture, electronics, and appliances. Are you coming? Say yeah. Weekly prices. Biggest and best deals of this season. Shop and credit to win big. And pay nothing until next year, January. Clock out and come down to Courts. Courts already load. Courts already load. Black Friday starts. Courts already load. And go when Black Friday come out.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. I take no pleasure in reading this notice, and I hope he probably resigned and left on his own volition. But somebody just forwarded to me a notice coming from Choice TV, and it says, Choice TV wishes to inform the public that Jason Sifley is no longer associated or affiliated with Choice Television Network and is not authorized to represent the company in any capacity. Any statements, actions, or content published or circulated by the individual are made solely in their personal capacity and do not reflect the views, opinions, values, or principles of Choice TV, its management, or its staff. We appreciate and thank the public, our viewers and partners for their understanding and continued support. Choice Television Network, December 8th, 2025. So I hope if their parted company is on his own terms, and he left on his own volition. So maybe I'll get my old job back at Choice TV. Amanda, what's happening in the chat room?
Tim, a few comments from earlier. NewsSpin says here, St. Lucia has become an idiotic racist nation. Commentary reads, Did you call PJP the most interesting person? Man, are you going loco? Sorry. PJP is the most uninteresting person in leadership. And NewsSpinner says there, that's the seat they wanted the most, but Miku South never. Imagine the names we are being called just by exercising our democratic right. Shake my head. Commentary reads, Guy Joseph for leader. Someone says there, so how come PJP always correctly predicting the results of the election if he doesn't have a hand in how it plays out? And NewsSpinner says there, everybody got a cut. People who knew nothing about building roads and drains got contracts. All the young people got cash. They let you know, and if SLP did not win, there most probably would be civil unrest. Another commentary says the UWP is neither comatose or dead. The UWP is on life support and just needs the right people around it. Commentary says Shasney is not street smart enough. NewsSpin says there via the Facebook chat room, the UWP people that are upset that the party did not accept Shasni's resignation clearly does not understand politics. Another commentary reads, the United Workers' Party needs a leader who can hold the government by their marbles and make them feel like information is being squeezed by one who knows how to squeeze information out of the government on behalf of the people. And Alan Shasny has been doing just that. Because all the cry about Alan Shasny give land for $1, we would never know that PJP administration did exactly the same or worse where GPH is concerned. Commentator says, and Richard Frederick is the best leader for the SLP. Someone says there, but caller, you did not vote, so why are you complaining? You have nothing to say. A NewsSpinner says there, Alan Shasny has the same vision just as the late Sir John George Melvin Compton, and God will see him through. Commentary via the Facebook chat room, someone says there, with Shasny as the leader, I do not think UWP will thrive again. A NewsSpinner says, but Philip, by his own words, isn't serious about healing the country. In his acceptance speech, he started by saying, I like the mood. That's taking a direct dig at the opposition, throwing the victory in the face of the opposition. This is not a leader that wants to unite a country. A NewsSpinner says they're hypocrites. They are not for country, only for their pockets. Another commentary reads, I just don't want the poll which the UWP will be looking for a leader only to come from candidates or members of the party now, but from St. Lucians who are capable both here and abroad. They should do due diligence and let the selection for deputy and leader be fair, transparent and open to the entire party. A commentary says, team asking for a friend, what's the latest update on the Ernest Hiller case? It was called on December 4th. I guess that's regarding the journalist assault case of Eldridge Charles.
Yeah.
Someone says, I recall everything that we are going to talk about from now until the next 5 years are things that the majority knew of and voted for it. So when it comes to the 2.5% to GPH, gas prices, the death of Tyson, crime, St. Jude's, etc., we just started seeing more of the same thing. Someone says, I guess Labour doing something good, that's why St. Lucians voted them in. Commentator says, exactly, caller, let the party deal with the issues and people need to focus on the government so that they elected and hold them accountable. Commentary reads via Facebook, that's it. Thank you, caller. Go ask your government when will you all be getting the promises they promised. Someone says the SLP has won the election, but they sound like they are still in campaign mood. This administration, is very revenge driven. Someone says here, the main reason why the UWP lost is because they ran a very, very poor campaign. The UWP concentrated too much on their effort on their base with those too many town hall meetings and not enough on public meetings to appeal to a cross section of the electorate. Someone says that every time St. Lucians are offered health insurance, they throw it through the window. NewsSpinner says via Facebook, right now for me, the next thing is Christmas. Bring it on. A few comments are via YouTube. Someone says the UWP needs to take their time, but my suggestion is Titus Prevail. Someone says Gail Rigobert should be the leader. Someone says here, it's extremely stupid to say that Shasny led his party to defeat. One can only lead their team to victory but suffer defeat. No one consciously leads to be defeated. And NewsSpinner says via the YouTube chat room, why do some people are hell-bent on the idea that it has to be Alan Shasny? Are people in St. Lucia still so blind? Commentary says the people have made their choice and the people are always right. NewsSpinner says via YouTube, next week I believe SLP should celebrate their victory for 2030. Someone says they imagine SLP won and some individuals are so busy about who should be leader of UWP. Why the concern? Someone says you all really have thick skulls. All the issues you all are mentioning were repeated on the political platforms over and over, and the people voted the way they did, so obviously it failed. And the NewsSpinner says there via the YouTube chat room, the people have spoken, so be it. Now it's time to work for country, put color aside. Let us try to use what we have so we can sustain ourselves. Let us use what we grow, it is healthier. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Somebody says that, Tim, Jason Sifley is probably a government ambassador. Let me turn my attention now to our NewsSpin question of the day. The NewsSpin question of the day reads, what was your Monday like without NewsSpin? Because yesterday we are off the end. Again, we apologize because we just could not have had a broadcast yesterday. But of course, I'm sure that we have made up for it today. So we still have more NewsSpin programs during the course of this week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then we will be shuttering, we'll be closing for the festive season. And God willing, back in the new year with yet another season of the most monitored talk show in the world. Let's turn our attention now to our NewsSpin news of the day. The NewsSpin news of the day reads, Pentagon announces it has killed 4 men in another boat strike in the Pacific. Pentagon announces it has killed 4 men in another boat strike in the Pacific. That's the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. Don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the channel grow. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.